All right. So hello, everyone. And welcome to the AMA with Emas-Fi. We have a chance to go through everything that they're bringing to the table, and I'm very excited to be having a discussion about it as well. So for those of you that didn't have a chance to check them out already, let's just dive right into the short introduction from my side before ultimately handing over the microphone to the team for once again, the presentation portion of today's session. So Emas-Fi is bringing you an innovative blockchain platform that bridges the gap between real-world gold mining and digital asset investment, offering their investors a unique opportunity to participate in the growth of tangible gold assets, which I think is a perfect way to bring added value for absolutely everyone, especially due to the recent rise of the price of gold. So we'll talk about all the additional key features that include staking, you have lending and borrowing, yield farming, as well as their tiered governance model. So, quite a lot of things to talk about today, and I am super excited for it. Now, before we get started, just wanted to drop a kind reminder for their sale on GemPad. So it is already live, and it is ending on the 9th of March at Circulus Sale. You, of course, can find the links to it on the AMA announcement, so do make sure to check it out. We did forward it in our main chat before we got started here. And some encouragement for you all, if you're going to have any additional questions that we can't cover on today's session, do make sure to also join our Telegram, just so the team can get you sorted ASAP. So yeah, enough of me rambling on and on. It is a pleasure to have you here, Crypto Wabbit and Dave Martin. Thank you very much for joining. Now, for starters, if you don't mind providing a little bit of background information about yourselves, and then feel free to tie it together to the idea behind Emas-Fi, so how everything got started, key features, basically everything that you want the listeners to know, and then we're going to continue with some topics of discussion. So thank you very much for joining, and the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hi, Philip. I'll just start off introducing myself. So my name's David Martin. I'm the co-founder of Emas-Fi. I got into crypto at the end of 2016, just investing in Bitcoin and altcoins. And then from there, I started joining in Telegram groups and just joining communities. Then that led me to starting off in admin roles and then leading up to VC and marketing. And then 2017, me and Philip set up a non-profit project together on a blockchain you guys might not know, but it's called Telos. Back then, a lot of our friends were getting scammed a lot, including ourselves. So we kind of built a DeFi project with NFT and staking, and we did it as a non-profit, put 50K of our own money into it, set it up so our friends and other people that got scammed could earn back some of their losses. So that was the first time me and Philip met and started working together in crypto. And then from there, we stayed in contact. We started coming up with the Emas-Fi idea about a year ago. So we've been working behind the scenes. I also have a business and management degree I took when I finished playing football. So I finished playing football when I was younger for an injury, and then I had to do something to fall back on. So I went and did a business and management degree because I've always liked business. I opened up a couple of retail shops and ran them. And then from there, I just got into crypto, and it's been pretty much full-time crypto ever since 2017, 18. And here we are today building Emas-Fi. So yeah, that's a bit about me. Philip, if you're audible, you can jump in and give a bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you guys. I had to join by my phone, so I'm not sure if the voice is okay, but let's give it a try. Thank you, Rainlands, and thank you, GemPad, for hosting us. David revealed my name. It's Philip, but I call myself Crypto Wabbit, Norwegian, by the way. Been in IT since 1995, so I'm quite an old guy, regardless of my voice. Been working with troubleshooting and mostly architecture, design, things like that. So that's my current occupation. As David said, I've been in the crypto space since 2019 and had a couple of projects where I was advising all the basically technical things, reviewing code, things like that. I'm pretty excited about Emas-Fi. I'm not sure if I should talk too much about the app itself now, but yeah, Philip, Crypto Wabbit, Norwegian domain architect, his current occupation. And I have a technical role in the project, so I'm basically supervising everything between the Web3 world and the blockchain and the web app. And also, I assume I will have some words and saying when it comes to proof of reserves and also connecting the commodities into the coin at a later stage.
Perfect. Now, Dave and Philip, just wanted to say thank you very much for the introduction. Now, if you don't mind, we can just proceed with the presentation of the project. So basically everything you want the listeners to know about key features, everything you're bringing to the table, the floor is all yours, and then we're going to continue with some questions as well.
I'll just say before you start, Philip, I don't know if it's an issue with the Telegram itself, but you keep cutting out. Like even the GemPad guys keep cutting out and coming back, and words are coming across really fast. So listeners, if that does happen, then I don't think it's on our side. I think it's a Telegram issue. So I just wanted to point that out because it is cutting in and out.
Yeah,
Philip,
it's usually sorry for cutting you off. Usually it is Telegram's issue, so I think that it should be audible enough anyway. So we're gonna try to put on a show and continue. No problem at all.
Okay, great. So Philip, I'll let you carry on talking about the things that we're going to be launching, and then I'll be able to touch base more on the business side and the token and how Emas-Fi come together and all those types of things.
Yeah, okay, thank you, David. So, as you guys know, we have a website called emasfi.com with a dash in between or a hyphen. Not sure about the correct English wordings. Either way, what we're doing is that we're connecting two companies. One company is S Global Resources. It's a Singapore company that has mining operations in Singapore, and they are, of course, mining gold. And in the traditional way, they are using mercury as an example for kind of disconnecting the gold from the stone, or from the whatever they mine out. And they invented something called an environmental way of extracting more than 30% up to 70% of the leftovers. And as far as I know, Emas-Fi is also, in their language, gold. You have to correct me on that. So what we're doing is that we created a company on the blockchain or in Web3, and we are going to connect that gold that is mined out with a blockchain token, and we're currently running on Base. So we have different ways of doing that, as you guys most likely know. It could be instrumental, it could be stable, it could be indexed externally, and either way, the token will be connected to the gold reserves that we're mining out. On the website itself, we have a lot of different features and options. So the first thing is that we have multiple types of sales, and those sales they will be giving different price ladders. So you can have everything from $100 investment where it will be 1-to-1 with the gold price, and then the more you invest, it will get you a discount and also a bonus if you have referral indexes. The key here is that we are going to open mining lines, which means that we could anticipate, based on the samples they've done and given us, between 1 to 2 kilograms per month of gold. That's the minimum, and that gold value will be directly connected to the tokens, which are in a staking platform. And then we have multiple future options. So the first tier is basically to open the mining line, stake the tokens, and then get direct revenue kickbacks from that gold mining operations into the token. I'm not sure if you want to talk about that, David, before I continue with the other features.
Yeah, so I could just explain a little bit about how the token and gold and everything's going to connect. So when they first came to me, my friend Jeremy, he's from Singapore. I've known him for 8 years in crypto. I've mentored them, and then it's his good friends that own the mine. Peter, one of the friends he went to school with, they live in the same town in Singapore. So they're not blockchain orientated, and they wanted to build a gold platform. And they came to me and said, "Would you be able to build this? We want to do gold-backed asset loans to get funds and all that type of stuff." And I was like, well, I've been in the blockchain for a long time. I know I can build it, but I got a better idea. Let's tokenize it. So rather than just whales and private VCs investing large amounts and taking a slice of the money, I was like, let's tokenize it and put a low barrier of $100 minimum. So the smaller investor can get in and they can own a share of that production. So the minimum raise we're looking for is $300,000. And with that $300,000 through the test that we've done, but also they work with other mines and they can buy gold below market rate, 10 to 15%. So they'll use a percent of the funds to buy gold, and they're able to do 20 to 25 trades per month. And just through just through gold trading alone, they're able to earn minimum 1 kilogram of gold. So that's before any gold production. So the minimum 1 kilogram of gold is what's contracted between Emas-Fi and S Global Resources. So that 1 kilogram of gold right now at record highs is $140,000 per kilogram. So back when I started this about 8 months ago, it was only $80,000 per kilogram. So it shows within that time how much gold has risen. And the way it works is that $140,000 1 kilogram is going to be split. $70,000 go direct back to the private sale holders, and $70,000 is kept as gold reserves to back the token. This is not a token where you want to buy it and dump it. So if there's anyone that's looking for a quick flip or a quick sale on a DEX or anything like that, then this isn't the type of project for you, because this is an investment where your tokens will go into staking and then you'll earn a passive income monthly. But the monthly returns are really, really attractive because you are staking for 12 months and you are backing us early. Just for example, if someone invested $10,000 into the private sale, they'd get the token for not 90 cents, and that will give them not 3.3% ownership of the staking pool. So out of that $70,000 that goes back to stakers, that person who invested that $10,000 would earn $2,330 a month. So within four months, you would have earned your 10 grand back. And then when your token unlocks in 12 months, your token's going to be the same as what you paid for it. You will buy it back at $1 per token. So that 10,000 will still be 10,000, and we'll buy them back from them gold reserves that we've kept back every month from the 70 grand out of the 1 kilogram. So over 12 months, we would have banked 840K's worth of gold reserves from that 0.5 kilogram of gold staying as gold reserves. So when them tokens unlock in staking, we have more than enough to back them private sale tokens. So it's more of the way the crypto market is right now, or tokens crashing, people are holding tokens in their wallet and losing value. So to me, it's more attractive, and I hope other people see it as more attractive, where they can put them tokens into staking and earn an incredible passive income for 12 months. When them tokens unlock after the 12 months, you have the option to sell all of them back to us. We'll buy them back for $1 a token. You have the option to restake at a shorter time frame, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, or you have the option to swap it for gold. If you swap it for gold, and then that price is locked in when you swap it, and when gold rises, you get the appreciation with the rise. You can keep the gold in your account and use it as assets to get a gold-backed loan, and then you can use that loan however you wish. You can use it to buy more tokens to stake to keep earning a passive income to pay off your loan, or you can go to another platform and use that loan. As long as you paid that loan off within the contracted time, then your gold will sit there and you'll get it back once the loan's paid off. So that's how the system will work with the token, the staking, and the income. So I think I covered that side, Wabbit. So if you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think, thank you, David. That was a good explanation of all the key investment features. And I think the key here for this project is that we are basically bridging or connecting blockchain with real life. And we've seen examples of that the past five to 10 years, where a lot of projects, they are trying to connect tokenized something IoTs, Internet of All Things, with real life. We've seen examples of weather balloons. We've seen examples of proving that, let's say, and what we're doing is that we're basically creating an instrumental token, which means that the token is connected to something that is tangible in real life. And why gold? Well, some of you guys may know that money and investments, they are basically moving a lot over the world. We have many investment platforms, financial institutions, and every time some political or geopolitical event occurs, people are moving their assets back and forth. What we see now, because of the situation in Venezuela, the oil, USA, things like that, we see that there are rapid movements in US Treasury bonds. We see that there are rapid movements and investments in oil. We see that the dollar value is fluctuating. And that means people are moving their assets into kind of more stable income systems like silver and gold. And if you look at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and all those huge financial institutions, they have pretty good predictions of the gold price in 2026. So by instrumenting gold into the blockchain the way we do, we believe that some of those investments that are insecure in real life funds or bonds or other means, they will come back into gold, and that will kick back. The other aspect I like is that the guys, they created a something called a mercury-free processing system, which is mobile. So it's also environmental. And I know that in DeFi environment might not be the first.
I think we lost him.
I was 100% sure that it was just Telegram for a second.
No, I think
But
we
yeah,
lost him.
apparently so.
Okay, I'll just touch on what he's talking about the it's actually called the SIM process, and the SIM process was created by the mine owner. He's called Sim, and that's who we've partnered with, and is close friends with my co-founder. So he's created this mercury-free system that can abstract gold from gold ore without using harmful hazardous chemicals like mercury. A lot of people in poorer countries around the world, a lot of poorer countries use mercury, and there's like teenagers, their families making them stay off school to work in mines because they need money. And there's kids dying all around the world through breathing in and touching mercury. So it's a really, really dangerous thing. And because of the SIM process, the mine where it's situated is backed by the government because of this process, because they work with other mines, abstracting and working, getting gold out using the process. So the portable plant that they're going to be using is going to be able to go around to other mines to be able to produce their product without having to ship ore to between mines and all those sort of things. So the process, the green tech that they're actually using is, well, everyone knows how big the whole world are right now for green. So yeah, it's something that they hold close to their heart, and it's something they're proud of. So yeah, so that's what the SIM process and the green tech is.
I was kicked out, David. I'm not sure how much you heard of what I was
Yeah,
saying about dollar appreciation and global things, economics. But
yeah,
I just wanted to.
you
Yeah.
got to, sorry, you got to where the mobile SIM processing plant, and
Oh,
then
okay.
I took
Yeah.
over from there and just explained the SIM processing plant. So that's where I've just left it at
Oh,
the
that's good.
mercury free. So if you got anything you
Yeah.
want to add from now, you can.
Yeah. I just wanted to add that there will be gold reserves. So the key here is that we're not instrumental to the gold price itself, because that is fluctuating and Yeah, that induces a small risk because the gold price fluctuates. So there will be gold reserves, and we're connecting the token to gold one by one. So it will always be $1, and we will have collateral reserves, ensuring that if the gold price steeps too much, we will have a backing of that one. That's just
And
what
I'll
I want
just
to put
add
in.
on that as well, Philip. There will be on the website. We're going to use chain link code. Rabbit can touch more on that because he's more tech, but we will have that into the system to show live prices and how much gold we've mined, how much gold we've held, how much gold we've sold. But also in real life, we're going to be doing regular real life audits to show that we're actually every month when we say we've mined that and we're holding it. We'll have real life audits to show that we actually do hold that. So that will be done monthly or quarterly. So the members will be able to see that any gold that we've kept back from the monthly 1 kilogram, it will be showing, and we'll show papers and everything once the platform's up and running and it's all started being tracked and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to touch that in.
Yeah, and since you touched base with the chain link and we're on based, or do you have any inputs, Rainlands, before we continue?
I have quite a lot of inputs. I was kind of waiting for both of you to finish with everything. So if you don't mind, you can just, everything else that you wanted to mention here, you can do so. And then I'm just going to do a rundown of the things that I wanted to get into. So, a few questions, a few added information from my side. So feel free to do so. And then we're going to do everything else. No problem.
Yeah, I'm done my end, Rabbit. If you want to touch on the chainlet thing, then we can pass that over.
Yeah, a few more lines. We are on 3 blockchains as of now. It's a Binance Network, Base, and Ethereum. And we're using global safe with an MSIG. So the token contract is owned by the safe, and the safe has, as of now, 3 multi-sigs addresses. So it's not possible for one to remove the funding or change the contract. Everything is a standard. It's ISO prepped. Everything is like that. And those 3 signers, it's me from this technical level, it's David, and also it's Jeremy. So just to ensure you that we have security as well, consider that as well. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now, with this, first and foremost, just wanted to give both of you props that you have been very, very detailed. And I do mean very detailed. Even the things that I was kind of wondering, even after going through the documents and now just having a chance to listen through everything, it almost brings me to just maybe 2 or 3 questions here because you have been so detailed, which is, greatly appreciated on AMA sessions, because I would assume that, not only myself, but of course, quite a lot of individuals that are tuning into the session would perhaps be wondering as well. So just a few of the things that I wanted to kind of, let's say, mention before we move on to the question portion from my side as well. First and foremost, this is something that's, I don't know, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes in. So, doing a rundown at the start of the session here, but just wanted to say that everything that you're bringing to the table here, specifically talking about, offering investors, anyone that would be interested to, of course, invest into gold is just, wonderful. Even with the fractionalized ownership here, it makes perfect sense. As I think that you, Dave, mentioned, you're just bringing something that's going to make investing into gold quite a lot of accessible to, anyone, anywhere, which makes perfect sense. So once again, and even the thing that we didn't have a chance to mention, so me in the introduction as well as you in the presentation portion of the session, of course, the recent rise of the price of gold. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. It's something that I have been kind of wondering as well, because I probably on the market, I probably saw like, I don't know, 2 or 3 projects that, they were not doing the same things as you. Don't get me wrong, just, kind of trying to incorporate it. I don't think that it went to plan anyway, but, I probably just saw 2 or 3 projects similar. Not even the same one as yours. So I was kind of in the recent, let's say, few months here, I was kind of surprised as well that there's no projects that would like to incorporate this to, bring added value to anyone that would be interested to invest in gold. So, giving you props for this as well makes perfect sense. I can see a lot of added value here. And the process of, let's say, participants and investors for them to do so is just as straightforward as possible. You're just basically staking your tokens. owning a share here. So fractionalized ownership, as we already did have a chance to mention, is just perfect. You're not overly complicating things. It's just something that's easily accessible. It's something that for, all types of investors is going to be more than clear at the end of the day. So I definitely need to give you guys props for this as well. Now, one thing that I was kind of wondering as well, I know that we already touched upon the fact of, gold acquisition, let's say. So it's something you already mentioned at the start of the AMA, but one thing that I don't think that we mentioned, and do feel free to correct me if you did, would be storage, right? So just in this case for, added transparency, because I know that you mentioned with all the gold acquisition and everything that you're going to have available to the public with audits, with reports as well. So just for storage, I'm just kind of wondering with the entire process of, once again, storing gold here, where exactly the gold is going to be stored here. So are we talking about, I don't know, let's say professional vaults? No problem. Yeah. No problem.
So we've just in the process of doing that, we've got a partnership with a refinery where we sell up when we get our gold, it's obviously in bits, it's powder. Then they take it to the refinery and they smelt it down to gold bars. So they've partnered with the refinery where they're insured. They've got vaults. So all the gold that we get will be taken to the refinery. It'll be smelted down to 99% purity because it'll be a gold bar. And then it'll be put in the vault and stored at the refinery. And then the live audits will be done there to show that the gold that we're showing, that we're saying we have on the website that we're keeping updated is actually kept in that vault and is actually kept there as reserves. And then we'll share them live audits through the community. We'll put them on the website. We can add a link where they can go over documents and all those types of things. So yeah, so we're not going to be like holding it at home in our drawer or anything like that. It's going to be kept in vaults in the refinery.
Perfect sense.
Behind closed doors.
Sorry for cutting
they're
off.
literally just doing the KYC with that company now. No, you carry on. Yeah, that's it. That's where it is. So you can carry on.
Awesome. Perfect. David, thank you very much for this. And it's something, I was 100% sure that you're going to have, information about it anyway, because everything that you have been saying here, everything that's written in your documents, basically everything regarding the project, it is as transparent as possible. So, just provides, let's say, extra transparent measures here, which, at the end of the day, it's something that I'm sure that the majority of the participants are going to appreciate as well. Now, if we just do an add-on to this, something that I don't think that we entirely mentioned as well. So obviously speaking, we did have a chance to go through all of the things, let's say the benefits for investors, and of course how they can invest in gold with Emas-Fi as well. So one thing that I also did want to ask would be revenue streams that you would be getting, so not the investors themselves, but obviously you, so the entire project. Because obviously speaking, if we're talking about, considering the last thing was storage, so storage costs, of course, are here as well, on top of everything else with the gold acquisition, everything regarding it, of course, it has to come with a fee. So it just brings me to the question. So my speculation here was, with just going through the documents, would be the fact that the majority of the revenue stream would be coming from the platform fees that you would have in place. But, considering we're on the session here today, would rather not speculate and just going to ask you regarding all the potential ones and all the fixed revenue streams that you would have here in order for you to ensure, of course, sustainability, right?
Yeah. So the platform itself, there's going to be the staking, the over-the-counter token trading. There's going to be live gold trading. So we're actually setting up a full gold trading platform where members can buy gold, they can store it, they can earn from price appreciation. So as I said before, we buy gold 10 to 15% below market rate. So we're able to sell it on our gold trading platform to members. So we'll make money directly through the rate between buying rate and live market rate. We'll earn funds through all the transactions and platforms, everything that happens within the platform. But there's also the minimum in the contract is through 1 to 2 kilograms of gold. Anything over that, and then there will be some shared as well. And plus also the gold reserves that are kept back to back the token, because it's going to be cent K every month, that treasury wallet with the gold reserves is going to build up. So the team could take a percent of that when it gets way above the circulating tokens, so we can make a little bit of gold out of it as well. So yeah, so the team will make a bit of gold, and they'll make from the live gold trading that they'll be doing, the platform fees, everything. Yeah, so the fees that I gave and the earnings that I gave are from the 300k raise minimum. If we raise over 300k, then the monthly earnings will be more, and the monthly income will be above 1 kilogram minimum of gold as well. So the more we raise, and also we're already talking to VCs. VCs are going to be investing at a lower rate. They're not going to be earning the rates that private investors are going to be getting, because they're smaller investors. They're investing and earning equity shares in the gold production, but VCs are going to be investing with a more stricter return via a contract, but we'll still be making the same amount of gold from them invested funds. So we'll also be able to make money from the bigger private investors that we have going on behind the scenes as well, rather than taking from the smaller investors that are going to be earning their staking rewards. So the team can make money on the larger fish, as I say, that are like angel investors and VCs and all those types of things. So.
Perfect. Thank you very much for the additional information here, David. Much appreciated. And just the last thing from my side before we continue to some of the community questions as well would be the DAO model that you have in place here, right? So I'm not going to go into details regarding the, let's say needed investment in the private token round and the rewards of the revenue here, because it's something that, the listeners can also check on your Gitbook. But with those free NFTs here that, of course, also grants you access to the DAO here, all of them, differ in rewards and, of course, the investment as well, which, makes perfect sense here. But what I would like to know here is, considering those DAO NFTs are, and I'm not sure if this is, strictly reserved for only the private token round, but let's say if you're also, as an investor, let's say that you stumble upon your project after it's already live. So let's say the token is live on the DEX, it's already trading, and let's say that you would also like to be a part of the DAO. So is that going to be limited to only the private token round? Or if you can, I don't know, let's say with a higher investment as opposed to the, once again, private token round, if you can also get your hands on a, I don't know, let's say copper, maybe silver DAO NFT, if you'd like to do so a little bit later.
Yeah, so we do have plans of keeping the DAO open throughout the platform, but one thing we don't want to do is flood it. So the rewards that do kick back to the NFT holders that are maybe invested a larger amount to get in to earn them extra fees are not diluted. So we do it all depends, I guess, on how many big investors get in at the early stage. But like you said, there's the lower tier and the middle tier. So it would carry on past the private sale itself until we feel like it's got too diluted, where it's not going to make sense for them to invest that amount anymore.
Okay, makes perfect sense. It's something that you can kind of discuss as you go here. And yeah, I would say that, it's as far as, let's say, DAO participation and actual members that would have, voting rights in this case, it's, kind of hard to plan. So obviously speaking, you would like to have it exclusive, but not, too exclusive. So yeah. I completely understand that.
We could open it up to votes. Do you know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why you have a DAO, is to vote. But that would probably be a bit of a vote where they'll say no more because they want to keep as much to themselves. So
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so we might have to decide on that one because it might get a bit biased.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And just with this, as we're already talking about, let's say you having the voting rights here, and obviously, voting on, let's say, an area to discuss about. So just wondering if you have, let's say, certain topics that you're kind of planning for the DAO to vote upon, or is it, let's say, limitless? So anything regarding the project, participants can vote upon, maybe even make the rights. I assume that this is something that you can also plan as you go. Maybe, I don't know, if you have a gold DAO NFT, that you can also make a proposal, as opposed to, let's say, copper only having the right to vote on them. I don't know how you're planning this, but still, just wanted to ask you.
Yeah, so we do want to have it open, because that is one of the main points of setting it up. So the DAO do have a say on the vision and where we go forward. But there's also other things that we'll put in there, like if there's partnerships or collaborations that we think might be good for our progression, we could put that in there so they can have their say in whether they think it'll be good, or have a vote on that. So we're definitely open to having votes where they give ideas, because we don't know everything, right? And there's some really, really smart people in crypto, and they do have good ideas. So definitely want to have it open where they can put ideas forward and we can vote on them. So yeah, both ways. It would then have a say two ways really, on our own version where we want to take it, and then also their ideas.
Perfect. And I also just wanted to give you props once again, because, it's kind of, I would say, a rarity in this space. I don't exactly hear about this quite a lot. And I'm talking about the fact that you are willing to listen, just not only offering investors the voting rights, but also the ability to make their proposals. And, at the end of the day, for anyone to provide you feedback, and you'd be willing to listen, which is, perfect. So, David, thank you very much. Now, before we open up the floor to the community questions, once again, Philip and David, you have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you for all the information regarding Emas-Fi. And before we continue with the community questions, if there's anything else that you would like the listeners to know, anything else that we missed, maybe, I don't know, the roadmap, things to look forward to, anything else that you would like them to know, do make sure to do so. And if not, we can just continue the discussion with some of the community questions as well.
Yeah, I'll just touch on quickly a little bit. I don't know if the question's going to come up about marketing or anything like that, but I'll just touch on that now whilst I say, because we've obviously done what we've done with you. We've got AMAs coming throughout the next couple of weeks, but we've also onboarded a marketing company that I've signed a contract with today, and they've contracted that they can raise the minimum 300k for their own network of calls and contacts. They have their own incubation, they have their own whales, they have their own communities. So we'll be doing AMAs, and there'll be posts daily. We'll be doing AMAs with all their calls. They're going to help us social brand. They're going to build our X for us. They're going to help build the Telegram community up and help with content and exposure and everything like that. So we do have a professional marketing company coming on board over the next couple of days. And there's going to be things aside from that as well, with private AMAs with other contacts and all those types of things. So I just wanted to touch on that we've not even started the big marketing yet. I signed the contract today, and they're just getting the final details ready, and then that's going to kick in, because I know that's usually something that members look for, and obviously the sales live. So we do have a marketing plan ready to go, and it'll kick in over the next couple of days with them.
Perfect, David. Thank you very much. And Philip, if there's anything else from your side as well, do feel free to do so.
Yeah, just a short input for the DAO. So you guys have most likely seen that we have 5 million tokens. It's not a huge number. So what happens if those 5 million tokens are basically sold out or locked by investors? Well, that's a typical DAO thing we can discuss. And if you guys know, for subscription products, typically SaaS platforms like software as a service, they have a measurement called LTV over CAC, it's lifetime value over customer acquisition costs. And the healthy ratio there is 3-to-1, which means that if you invest $1, you get $3 back from the company. If the rate is too high, like 5-to-1, if we invest $1 in marketing and we get $5 back, it means that we're not growing fast enough, so we could grow faster. So we have options there to actually, through the DAO, examine the value of one token and perhaps dilute the token itself, or fractionalize it, so we can actually keep a rapid growth if that comes into question later. I'm not worried about the tokenomics or the amount of tokens themselves. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And without further ado, we're going to keep on moving to some of the community questions. So, Suji, you're going to be the first community question, so you know how this goes. You are on the first hot seat. Better make your questions count. Better make them great ones. Hopefully you're having an awesome day so far, and the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, Renlands. Hope you're doing good as well. Hello, Dave. Hello, Philip. So my first question is, you mentioned that the goal from the private sale is to raise around 300K. My question was, in the event you're unable to raise the 300K, and let's say the amount raised is significantly lower. Let's say it's 100K. And I'm saying that because of the market situation right now in crypto with the Bitcoin crash and everything, there's a lot of fear in the market. So let's just assume you were able to raise 100K, which is 1/3 of your goal. How does that affect the overall plans of the project? What would you have to change, or how would you have to pivot? And is there like a plan B if that happens?
Yeah, great question. So the 100K, I've already partnered with this company that's contracted that they can raise us 300K. So I'm confident that we can raise it just through their network. But if it wasn't to happen, then we do have plan B where we can use gold as equity and use that as an asset-backed loan and get loans directly from VCs and bigger investors. But that's not, so if there's only 100,000 people, we can still get them people into earning, but it's obviously going to be less because the higher funding is going to come from the private investors, which I was trying to avoid in the first place, because I wanted to give smaller people the option. But yeah, the plan is we can then go and get investment to make everything happen through bigger investors. But I also nearly forgot one of our founders that we've recently added called King Yong. He works with another RWA project, and he has a lot of big investors. I've got a meeting tomorrow with one of his architect friends, and he's got two massive Bitcoin whale friends that are interested. So, but they might be private deals. It depends on how the pre-sale goes. If it doesn't go great, and then we've got other bigger investors to fall back on to make it happen, so the platform gets launched and everything happens after. It's just everyone that gets in after the pre-sale, once the platform's launched and the tokens on the platform and the gold trading's going, they're not going to get the returns that they're going to get through this sale. So the only people that are going to get returns that I said during the AMA are the people that invest in this sale. So the project's still going to go ahead. It will just mean that people that come and invest in the platform and buy over the counter when the platform launches and starts trading, they're going to get less staking rewards than what they are going to get if we was to fill the private sale up.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, no, that makes sense. If you have other investors lined up, then you don't really fear the outcome of the private sale in case it weren't to go as your plan. My second question was, this is something I was reading in the white paper, and I got a little confused. There's a mention of NFT-based gold certificates, and there's also a mention of NFTs when it comes to treasury surplus. So you've mentioned if there is a treasury surplus, then based on your NFT tier, you're going to get a distribution from that surplus. Is that the same thing as the NFT-based gold certificates, or is the gold certificates a totally different concept?
The gold, but Rabbit, you'll probably be able to touch on the gold certificates more than what I can. But we've got the DAO NFTs that are going to be there for the DAO that earn separately from what I've just spoke about from the returns from the private sale. They'll get the returns from the platform fees and the treasury wallet fees. So the funds that are there monthly for them, they will automatically go out to NFT holders. So it's like showing their ownership on the blockchain through their NFT rather than a token. And the gold certificates, Rabbit did. I bit who wrote the white paper. I can't remember what that part was for. Do you know?
Yeah, it's like a phase 5. Was it Jeremy or Jerry? Sorry, I didn't recall her name. So that's a phase 5 thing that we might opt in on at the future stage. So you could have a certification of your gold using blockchain technology. So let's say that you have an item of gold that is 24 carats, and we can then certify that gold is actually 25 carat using certificates, using an NFT. And we have examples on blockchains already doing that. I think I was cut out earlier, but they are producing olive oil in Italy, and they are certifying the contents of that olive bottle before it's sent to the grocery. using blockchain transactions, and the NFT is just a way of visualizing that for the people. So that's a phase 5 possible way of doing it. And we can also create NFT certification that you own a portion of gold as another example. So that's what we mean by certificates.
That's what I was going to say as well, but I didn't know if I touched on it properly. So anyone that buys gold and they hold gold, then a little down the line we can give them NFT certificates to say they're holding this amount of gold.
Got it. So proof of ownership, proof of authenticity, proof of purity, it can be used in different ways. So these NFTs are different from the staking NFTs and the got it. So there's a different concept that's going to be later down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm good with that answer. Thank you very much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rainlands.
Thank you very much, Sujay. And we're going to keep on moving to Hitman. Hopefully you're having an awesome day so far, and the floor is all yours. Welcome.
Yeah. Good day, boss.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you very much. Actually, crypto is global, right? So I've been wondering if there'll be redemptions. And I know there is proof of NFT that serves as a proof of certificate for holding a gold. But the question now is if I want to redeem my gold and not just hold the NFT or even sell it back to get the dollars, am I able to do that? If yes, next thing I wanted to know is how the shipping or rather the delivery works globally, if you actually have plans for that.
So we're not actually shipping gold to people. What we're doing is it's a gold trading platform. You can buy from the minimum of 1 kilogram of gold. That will be stored at the in the vault, like I said, and that price will be locked in when you buy it. So when the price rises of gold, you can earn off depreciation. If you want to sell that gold, you just go on the platform and sell it, and then you'll get the profits of the gold price of that time. So it's not actually shipping physical gold to your address. You're buying physical gold, but we're holding it in the vault and getting live audits to show that we hold it in the vault. And it's giving you the option to invest in gold and earn from the price appreciation, and also use it as an asset to get credit against. So yeah, so it would probably cost a lot of money and licenses and all those types of things to start shipping around the world globally at small amounts of time. So yeah, so it's not physical gold to your address. You're buying physical gold that we are going to hold in the reserves in the vault, but it's going to be kept at that time. And I forgot to say earlier as well, you can also lease the gold back to us. So if you buy gold and you hold it, you can lease that gold back to us where we're going to trade it. And you could also earn fees from them leasing trades. So when the money we make from trading that gold, you also earn a % of that funds that we make on your behalf. So that's another thing that we'll be doing. But yeah, answer to your question is you buy it on the platform, we hold it, you earn from the price appreciation, and you can sell it whenever you want.
Okay, so I understand that part, right? Now, since you're not, these gold cannot be redeemed. I know you're mining the gold, right? And you'll be auditing it to ensure that there is gold there. But we cannot redeem the gold. So the next question I really wanted to ask, which is definitely my last question, is what exactly is the incentive here, to just not buy from already established marketplaces for gold? Example, a gold ETF, buy it there, and then when it appreciates, you sell it. So
Can you go to a shop and buy to a gold bullion, buy some gold, and then get a loan against it in the real world? Like, do you know someone that can do that? I'm just asking because I've never done it. I've never walked into a pawnbroker's, bought gold, and then walked out and go, right, I'm going to go and get a loan against this now.
I can answer that, David.
Yeah, I've never done that.
So I will try to answer it. So what you're asking is, what is the incentive of investing in our platform versus a commodity stock exchange? So of course, in the commodity stock exchange, you have a risk there as well, because the price appreciation might go up and down. And in order to balance that out, you have to diversify, right? You have to hedge in other types of stock options. So we're taking care of all that for you. So it's like a financial platform where we take the risk because we have the collateral, and then you can always buy that back for $1 if you want to kind of exit the project, or you could use that certification to either, as David says, do the appreciation we do from the net margins we get, or you can lend it out again. So there's a slight difference between buying it on a stock exchange where you're responsible for hedging or diversifying your to reduce your risk. If that answered your question.
Well, yeah, it does. You made it make a lot of sense. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Philip.
Thank you very much.
That's a lot better than what I said.
Yeah, well,
I told you I
it's all
brought it
part of
for
you,
a
right?
reason.
Thank you, Renlands. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you for your questions, Hitman. And we're going to keep it moving to the last community question of today's session. So, Jerry, you're going to be next up on the floor on the second and, of course, the last hot seat. Better make your questions count, better make them great ones, and hopefully you have an awesome day so far. Floor is all yours. Welcome.
Hello, Reynolds. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Welcome.
Okay, so can I go on with my question?
Yeah.
So I just want to know, how does the platform plan to onboard and support users from different regions and language backgrounds without creating friction or excluding non-English speaking users, especially in critical areas like contracts, like risk disclosures and customer support? Do you get the question?
Did you get that, Philip, about the different languages and how we can accommodate them on the website by translations and clicking? Can you explain that? Because I know we've done it before where they can choose what country they're from and it will translate all the content into their language.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. We thought of having different language channels with moderators on social media platforms, where they could explain and translate all the questions people have. But having a component on the website where you could choose language, that's something we can add into the roadmap, of course. When it comes to regulations, because this is it will be audited, it will be a proof of reserve audit, and all the regulatory things, because it's a company doing the actual mining and it's a company doing the actual vault services. Even if we are on a distributed world, decentralized world, I don't think we can kind of open up or hack the system to make it accessible for different regions where basically geopolitical reasons they are blocking them. But of course, the language barrier on the website, the language barrier on the social media platforms, that is a no-brainer that we can implement.
All right, man. Thanks for that great answer. And also, I just want to know, as the platform grows, how do you plan to handle scalability and performance? And what steps are in place to ensure user data security and privacy?
There you go, Philip.
Yeah, okay. So on the technical level, we are using different cloud services. We are using one cloud service for database. We're using one cloud service for the website. And we're using another cloud service for a fallback routine. When it comes to privacy, we have to look at the markets that we're getting people from. So we have different privacy regulations in Europe and different states in the US, and also more and more countries are into that. So, of course, for European guys, we will use GDPR as an example, and we have to be compliant. And of course, if we get investors from California, we have to be compliant about them as well. And the rules are quite complex, but it depends on the amount of people in that state or that region. So we're not going to store private information as of now, but if we come to the state where we are introducing stage 5 or phase 5, where we are looking into the NFT certifications, then there will be a certain amount of personal information that we need to have between the real world life and the blockchain. What we could do there, if it is within the regulation, is to use a Z-key or zero-key platform. And there are options where we can actually anonymize between the business and between the blockchain, but still retain the information so the user can see what they have and we can see what they have.
I also just want to touch on something as well, regarding the code and all that. So we've partnered with Mountain Whispers, which is a verified, fully audited project over the counter. We're working with lots of RWA projects. So we've partnered with them and we are going to be using their code to connect to our platform. So all the code that will be connected is already fully audited, verified, been used by multiple RWA projects. So our over-the-counter trading, our staking, our gold trading platform, it's all going to be done via their back-end code connected into our front-end designs. So that's also another plus that we have, that we're already confident that other companies have been using this for a while and it's already fully audited and being used. So
All right, man. Thanks for that great answer. And lastly, I just want to know, what are the strategies, innovations, and initiatives you have so that your project remains on time, since this crypto market is very competitive and changing? Thanks, man.
did you hear that, Philip? I didn't quite get that.
No, I didn't get that question. Sorry.
I'm gonna repeat it. So I just want to know, what are the strategies, innovations, and initiatives you have so that your project remains on time, since this crypto market is very competitive and changing?
Oh, let's grow the marketing, David.
Yeah, so yeah, we, like I already said, like this first private round, I'm opening it up to smaller investors to give other people the chance to earn fractionalized ownership in the gold production. And I've already had plenty of Zooms and meetings with VCs and private investors that want to invest and that they're ready to invest. So we are just going to use the investment, push marketing, scale, and keep keep doing lots of marketing and just keep scaling and building the project as we go. And yeah, so we'll just keep bringing in plenty of investment to take it where we want to go. We don't just plan on stopping at 10,000 users. We want to, make it globally and have people being able to access gold and get, loans against it and be able to trade. But not only that, do it safely, because me, Philip himself, and my partner Jeremy's got a community of 300 Asian people that he's been mentoring for a long time, and they've all been scanned and everything over the time. So that's one of the main reasons me and Jeremy put our heads together and it's like, right, let's start Emas-Fi. Let's give smaller people a chance to get in and own, but let's give them something that they're safe and they're confident and they can sleep well at night knowing their funds are there. So yeah, so we'll keep growing it, and I'm sure with marketing and the platform, and as we keep growing, it'll keep attracting more and more people.
And also, as you explained earlier, David, if the sales does not open the expected amount of lines, if you look at the tokenomics, we have the high-end figures where we use about 50% of the funds for scaling into mining lines, but we still have seed investors outside the ordinary token sales. So that's how the net margins will fluctuate if the crypto market is fluctuating. So we still have the gold, we just need to slow it down. And that's also why I mentioned the lifetime value customer acquisition cost ratio. If that ratio goes low, we slow down growth. If it goes too high, we can increase growth based upon the gold resource we have.
Yeah, good.
All right, man.
Good.
Okay,
Thanks, Jerry.
so thanks for that. So sorry, man. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's okay. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for your questions.
Okay, so lastly, I just want to know if this project is a long-term or short-term project.
I'm looking 10 years down the line. I don't do anything and look short term, especially with a project like this. I've been working on this the past year behind the scenes with the mining guys. So I think that shows that is not short term, because we've already put a year into just the planning and getting it to where it is. So definitely years to come. Like I said, they've got a long lease of 100 years for the mine because of the way they're mining. So we're talking like the aim is generational wealth if we can do it. I know that might sound a bit corny to say, but if you don't think that way, then you're not going to get that way. So I always aim for the top and do my best to take us there.
All right, man. Thanks for that great answer. And also, Rainland, thanks for the great opportunity. I really appreciate it, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you very much, Jerry. And without further ado, this is where we're going to be ending off today's session. So once again, Dave, Philip, both of you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for all the information, not only for answering all of my questions, but also the community questions. Wishing you the best of luck for the sale as well as the future as well. Hopefully you have a great rest of the day. And for the community, we're going to catch you on the next one. Have a good one and cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Bye-bye.
one. Thanks. Bye.
Have a good one as well. We're going to catch you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.